Hey there, welcome back friends. Let's move forward and continue from where we have left. If I show you the servlet, in our last video we have created this particular method by the name of listing images. Now friends, let us give a link so that the user can directly click on view images, for example, and a page will be loaded which will list down all the images which are available in the database. Right, so that is a cool stuff to do, right? So let us navigate to the file which is index.jsp, and in here we would be like add a hyperlink. So it would be like ahref equals to double quotes, and in here first of all we will like get the context path or the base path. Now in order to get that, simply like type in this particular piece of text. This is nothing but expression language in order to get the base URL. Once we get the base URL, then we will definitely move forward and add in the URL pattern for this particular servlet, which is, let me show you, image upload. Let me paste this in here. In fact, the file name, this image upload file name isn't very cool, but for demonstration purposes it is good enough. Then I will type in question mark action equals, and then finally the action would be listing images, right? Let me show you the switch case. Now friends, when we do this particular change, there would be an exception. I will show you the crash in some time. But in here, let me complete this particular part, and we will give the label for this URL as view available images. Alright, let me save the changes. Let me navigate to this file. Let me refresh the page. Here is the link. If I click on this link, then here is a crash. It said method not allowed. Let me show you the message as well. The message is HTTP method get is not supported by this URL. Now the reason being, if I show you the servlet, we have the do post method in here, but we don't have a do get method. Now whenever we are handling a situation solely by the get parameter, we must have a do get method as well. What is the solution to it? Let me copy this entire method. Let me paste this in here, and let me create a do get method in here real quick. Now friends, the files upload case is not relevant in here, so we will get rid of it. Files upload is a method which needs to be called only when the form is submitted, whereas this method of listing images needs to be called whenever we are directly reaching this URL pattern, right? So that matter of purpose, we have added this case for listing images. Now as we have added the case into the do get method, definitely this particular case is not relevant now. This is not the correct place, so let us get rid of it. Let me save the changes. Let me try to refresh, and here is the output. Let me click on view available images, and here is the output. Perfect. So this is working fine. Now friends, moving forward, let us edit this particular list files.jsp file, and now it is interesting. We will like convert the view to a beautiful looking web page. So let's get started. Alright, so now let us click on this list files.jsp file, and in here first of all let us import the entity class. Let me show you. Here is our entity class inside this org.studyeasy.hibernate.entity package, right? So in here we will type in page import, and we will import the package org.studyeasy.hibernate.entity, and we can also directly like import the files. All right, so now we have the access to this class, and now moving forward we can add in the for each loop. Now the for each loop is rather very simple. So in here we will type in for files file equals files. All right, now definitely we need to like add in the files, and this files is nothing but list of files, right? So it would be like list files equals to request dot get attribute, and the attribute is nothing but files. Now again, this particular list is not available to us, so let us import this. So I will copy this part, paste this once again, and in here let us import the util package. So it would be like java.util, and we can like add in the list directly. Here we go. All right, now let me also hover upon this. All right, so this says that this cannot convert to this list, right? So there is a type mismatch. So what we will do, we will simply typecast, and typecasting is not a big deal. Let me do that, and our issue would be fixed. All right, now per iteration we will try to print the information on our web page, and the way is very simple. We will simply type in out.print, and we will print first of all a br tag, and then we will concatenate file. Alright, so this looks good to me. Now let us navigate to this page. Let me refresh this, and here is the listing, which is cool enough, right? So we are able to like list down the information in a proper way. Now moving forward, we can do something special in here as well. Let us display these images on this web page. So for doing that, let me show you the servlet first of all. On our servlet, when we are like calling in this method, we are setting two attributes. First attribute is files, the second attribute is path. So we have the path, we have the file name. So moving forward, we can like generate the links for the image tag. So let us do that in here. First of all, let us create a variable. The name of the variable would be what we say, path, and let us initialize this with the request dot get attribute, and the name of the attribute is path, right? And inside this for loop, we will make use of the image tag, but first of all let us also typecast this to string. There is this error. All right, so in here after this br tag, let us do one thing. Let us add in the image tag. So it would be like image src equals firstly file dot get file name. So now using this particular thing, we get the file name, right? Let me also show you the servlet. What is the path? Path has the slash already, right? So in here, before that, before this file name, let us do one small little thing. Let us also add in the path real quick. So I will add in the path, and this will give a complete image source, right? So once we get the image source, let us close in this particular path, and once we close in the path, let us also close in the tag. All right, so this looks good to me, and if I have did everything correctly, we would be able to see the images perfect. Now there is a catch in here. First of all, this listing images is very small, so let us fix that. Let me mark this as h1. And the next issue is that the last image didn't got loaded, and the reason being, if we check the view source, the last image, if I show you, has spaces in between. Now in order to get rid of these spaces when we are adding this on the database, or when we are adding this on our file system, we need to do something on our servlet itself. So we will dig more into how we can handle these images accordingly, and how we can handle the spaces accordingly in our next video. So something interesting is coming up, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and somehow we are able to list down the images, which is amazing. Alright, so this is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.